The stories our parents told us. They told us when we were children, there was a river here, we used to fish in it, and it's no longer there. Resources in the environment that they used to enjoy in their days, which was not too long ago, maybe like 50 years ago. In that short period, they are no longer here for us. And I'm wondering, if we are seeing this, what will happen to our children? Will they have the same resources we are enjoying today to live their lives? Between 2014 and 2016, we experienced an energy crisis, and it affected industry a lot, mostly due to shortages in supply of energy to meet their needs. Industries lost about 250 million Ghana cedis in revenue. Even some companies folded up. Once the industries are not available, it also means that jobs are no longer available.
Ghana started its energy with large hydro. Mostly we were clean. We started having a problem with demand side, and then we started generating electricity from crude oil and gas. But now we have a policy. We want to increase our renewable energy contribution to 10% in terms of installed capacity.
The NCPC was specifically set up to promote resource efficiency and cleaner production in small and medium enterprises. We want to look at industries to see their operations, what they are doing, and then ensure that they are using less energy, and then that will translate into reduction in carbon emissions that go out into the environment and cause climate change. Specific to the UNIDO Energy Management Systems project, we are building the capacity of a pool of national consultants to be able to support industries, not just the consultants, but managers from industry as well, to be able to support them to implement energy management systems.
Let's say you need to make 100 tons of a particular product. You know more or less how much raw material you need to input. You know more or less how much human resources you require to do that. But generally you don't know how much energy, because there hasn't been that focus on energy. And this really is what this program is all about. It's trying to bring energy up to the same level as some of the other resources that we actually manage.
We believe that the industries stand to benefit and stand to contribute a lot to Ghana achieving its NDCs. Ghana is even looking at doubling energy efficiency in industries.
The idea is to go into those companies, improve energy efficiency within the industrial facilities by 20% by 2030.
The program runs over a period of 12 months. The first part is really to focus on trying to engage top management, trying to get them to understand the principles behind it, why we're doing it, what is the benefit for them. The second part is what we call a planning phase, and this is where we start collecting data. Let's start understanding the system. Where is energy being used? How is it actually being used? Are there potential areas for improvement? The next module will be really more about operations and the human element. Awareness campaigns. How do we influence administration, for example, the procurement, the maintenance staff? How do we engage them to start thinking about energy?
Just in a day, the amount of energy that these 64 LED lamps use is equivalent to producing 700 kg.
The last module is what we call the checking and evaluation. We want them to see it as a continuous program. I do something this year and I make some savings. And next year I have a new set of projects, but I follow a similar methodology and I make some more savings. And as we progress, there's what we call continuous improvement.
The energy management training process is very timely for the government of Ghana, because sometimes it is very difficult to sell the idea of energy efficiency to industry, because they believe if it is not broken, why fix it? But it is broken. So these energy managers that are in contact with the industry help to soften the work of government to be able to promote energy efficiency. They're able to make industry understand that energy efficiency is key.
We have a few large multinational companies, we've got a few medium-sized companies, and we've also have a few smaller sized, typically family-owned type of businesses. And the main reasoning behind this is because we want to be able to show that energy management can be applied across a wide spectrum of companies.
Fine Print employs over 400 people. Mainly, we focus on paper packaging, paper recycling, and label printing using three main energy sources: electricity from the grid, followed by LPG gas and diesel. So what we realized from Module 1 was that commitment was crucial. We couched a presentation for our top management. We were given a resounding ovation, and nobody had any question to ask, rather than to encourage us to continue to do what we are doing. So I think with that, the other rippling effects just followed. We've been able to establish a training center. We've been able to conduct 5 trainings, 2 in leadership in energy management system, 2 in context analysis of the environment, and the last one we did was 1 training session which involves production scheduling for production managers.
Every industry is unique, and its unique features are brought to bear, so that even after the face-to-face in the class, we move down to the industry and plant level to see how we can align what we have done in the face-to-face to the practical operations on the ground in each of the industries.
Niche Cocoa processes cocoa beans into cocoa mass, which we call cocoa liquor. And then we further process the cocoa liquor into cocoa butter, cocoa cake, and cocoa powder. Currently, we do about 65 to 70,000 metric tons of cocoa beans annually. We received the facilitators and some of my colleagues from the training. The visit was to be able to give my colleagues a better view of what we are doing in terms of energy conservation. We'll be able to give us a scientific approach to implementing what we have learned.
One company by itself that implements energy management system perhaps can't have a big effect. But if we can multiply that, by 50 companies, by 100 companies, perhaps by 1,000 companies, the effect then will definitely be felt from a macroeconomic perspective. And this is where we believe the country of Ghana can actually benefit.
This UNIDO training is geared at not just training us, but also trying to liaise with all the institutions that help in establishing energy management systems, like support systems from the EPA, Environmental Protection Energy, funding organizations, how they can see the real savings, and also helping us be able to establish the parameters like internal rate of return and payback periods that will enhance external funding sourcing.
Everybody should be equally worried about climate change and the crisis. And once you identify what is happening and what is wrong, we should all come together to fix it.